All right, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead, wait for everybody to hop on. Oops. How's it going, Ben? Give everybody just a minute here to hop on. All right, just a second, guys. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Chilling on my desk. All right, how's everybody doing this morning? Good morning, good morning. Alrighty. Just poured second coffee. I'm waiting for my delivery to bring me creamer. I can't drink it. Or my fiance won't make coffee unless she has creamer, so. Alright. We will go ahead and get straight to the news here. If everybody is on. Let's see here. Oh wow, TradingView liked my idea. Whoop whoop. That's always super cool. It's like my favorite when they like my stuff. All right, so we're gonna go over basically the news for today, correlating ETFs, and the stocks I'm gonna be watching specifically for today. So right off the bat, the U.S. lawmakers likely to press Powell on Fed's hawkish turn. The Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell on Tuesday will testify in a congressional hearing likely to focus on how the U.S. Central Bank is balancing rising inflation risk with its promise to ensure the economy recovers all the jobs lost after the onset of the coronavirus. So what does that mean? For this meeting, at least in correlation with the stock market, we can expect a little bit of volatility running into this market. We can expect a pullback. If you guys are interested in making sure that you're aware of when and how that may happen, watching the meeting is the only way, because that way you can obviously decipher Powell's speech yourself, but all in all, you'll be able to react in real time. So if you guys are in long positions and the meeting is coming, please be aware that that is a good time to possibly sit on cash, or just wait to see your reaction. So Google drops engineering residency after protest over inequities. The Alphabet Google plans to shut down a long-running program aimed at entry-level engineers for unrepresented backgrounds after participants said it enforced systemic pay inequalities, according to the internal correspondence. That's likely to not affect their stock, unfortunately. So in Boeing, that's one that we're all watching. A lot of Dow stocks are stocks that I'm watching today. I do expect the Qs to push up right at the bell. So we may actually rotate into the Dow or BA type stocks, more of those industrials before we see an actual push. But we are watching Boeing today, so that's something. This news is something to keep in mind. Boeing has announced on Monday that the veteran lobbyist and political strategist Tim Keaton, who helped navigate the U.S. plane maker through its worst ever crisis following the fatal 737 MAX crashes, has left the company but gave no reason. That actually, I have seen departures and incoming CEOs affect the stock price. So let me see
Yo.
here. Good morning. What's up?
Good morning, bro. Oh, I didn't know J Powell was speaking today. Alice literally told me that when I woke up.
Oh yeah, dude, I saw that on the news earlier, or yesterday, and I mean, that is probably the main, if not the only focus. I think that,
and it's in front of Congress, so you already know how those meetings get.
Yeah, they're gonna get heated. They're gonna ask real questions. It's gonna cause a reaction. So honestly, I mean, I would expect pullbacks, so there could be opportunities during that meeting to see downside, but I wouldn't enter like a extended long position to the downside, because you're one cough away from Jay Powell sending it back up to all-time highs. So anyway, let's
Good.
Okay, just really quick, so Wall Street futures are muted as investors braced, exactly what we're talking about, for the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's remarks for clues on how central banks are balancing inflation risk with its promise to ensure a full job market recovery. European shares fell. Growth-linked technology and healthcare stocks leading decline. Japan's market ended higher, boosted by shipping stocks after Mitsui OSK Lines more than tripled its half-yearly net profit forecast. The dollar rose while gold prices steadied. Oil prices dropped as OPEC began discussions of raising oil production. Keep in mind that gold has been steadily pulling back, which probably means that it's going to bounce. The dollar has been on the rise, or at least holding steady. So there's potential that people will start to huddle or gravitate into gold if we do end up seeing volatility within the market. So
that's crazy. Imagine people still buying gold.
Like imagine actually having your dollar represent gold.
That we almost did, but not gold. It was silver. It was Kennedy. I don't want to get into it because you are live. We'll talk about it later. Because there's just too many things that click when we talk about that specific thing. So you're on live. I don't want to drive anybody crazy.
Yeah. So as far as stocks are concerned, guys, I'm not seeing a whole ton of news. 1 second here. Let me pull up. Usually we can go. I haven't checked Walter Bloomberg's Hedge fund that bet against shuts. Ooh, Walter. Oh, I didn't see that last night. London-based hedge fund that bet against GameStop shuts down. That's funny because they kind of ripped. Pre-market looks like. So top kind of news coming in from Walter too, or the Bloomberg terminal. Over the last couple of minutes, Deutsche Bank top Qatar holder says it's ripe for mergers. Splunk says Silver Lake to make $1 billion investment in convertible senior notes, SPLK. UAVS, AG Eagle aerial systems set to join the Russell 3000 index. Binance is having trouble. Of course, Bitcoin is falling. Chipotle launches reward exchange with new video game and Tesla 3 model giveaway. And then Peloton announces corporate wellness offering. So those are some of the top news coming across there right now. Let's see here. What's up, Death Road? So other than that, I'll go ahead and let Manny get to his watch list. I'll go over mine. As far as price upgrades, analysts, and I didn't see anything. Did you, Manny?
Only NVIDIA.
NVIDIA. Twilio got, no, that's not a very good price target raise. MSTR got a price target cut from 450 to 360. Oh my god, dude. That thing is way above that price target, which doesn't mean a thing, but go ahead, Manny. You can go ahead and dig into your...
Yeah, so I think the names I'm watching today, they're like the same ones as yesterday, except NVIDIA. Roku and Boeing, I'm watching continuation on both of them across the board. And for NVIDIA, I'm just watching the break of 744. NVIDIA has a lot of room today to go to like 756, 55, around there at most. Just one thing to note, we might just hit the Bollinger Band on the hourly, which is it's like at 752. So unless we have strength, we're just gonna fall, short there. Just letting that be known. But over pre-market highs, it's an easy move to 750. That's it's literally free money right there. Not taking that trade, you're leaving free money on the air. But that's just what I'm watching. I do also see that Apple has a nice setup over this critical level I've had for a while, which is like 132.50. Apple is, since the price that it's at, it has a lot of reactions on the times and sales and level 2 at the 0.50 mark. So if it was something like NVIDIA, we wouldn't really care about that. We would care about $1 or $2 intervals. But Apple, with the price we do gotta keep in mind those 0.25 cent increments and as well the 0.50 cent increments. So that does look good over that. But for Apple to really get carried into the moon, SPY needs to move with it as well. And today, I didn't even know that J-Powell was gonna speak today. If not, I would have really put on makeup at least. I'm gonna finish this sentence. I don't want to finish it. You're live.
Never mind. Yeah, we are.
I'm not gonna finish that one, but.
So I'm thinking that there's a potential that we pump, right? I don't know. I gotta figure out the time on that meeting, but I think that SPY may go and run. I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, but I think it may make a $2 move, 422.65. I think that's a reasonable level, which would set us up for a rejection, because that is a big level there. But that's just a price target that I have. Of course, we need to get above 421 on SPY. But so far, every time we've touched that major support, meaning we talked about that big potential support break. And we got that bounce. So today we're going to need positive comments from Powell in order to keep the market afloat. Otherwise, we are... He's
not going to drop it. I'm going to say this right now. Here's the thing. Too many people are bearish, and the same thing with crypto. When everybody was getting into crypto, everybody was like, nah, I got to sell now. Okay, when everybody's bearish, you should not be bearish. You should actually be bullish, because usually 99% of the time, the people that are bearish are the ones getting slaughtered, and they will post their wins when the market pulls back one time. But they will show you their positions before expiration that they were down over 80% of their position. You got to keep this in mind. When people are bearish, don't go bearish. Just wait. Stay neutral. Wait for the setup to trade. I don't think Powell is going to drop this. I think they're going to milk this thing till September at most, and the reason why is the whole Jackson Hole meeting or whatever. But aside from that, if they don't, taper there, they're just going to keep going. Remember that the Fed said a while ago that they were going to ease off on their bond buying a little bit? And they didn't, bro. They increased it even more. Their balance sheet is ripping to the moon. So you just got to remember that, man. People that are bearish are literally people that are letting their biases control their trading. You cannot be that person. If you want to be that person, go do long-term investing to the downside. See how that works out for you. But don't be a day trader that's stuck in between which side they like more. Because day traders don't have a side. Because we can play both. That's it. That's literally the easiest thing that I can tell you. So at the end of the day, Powell can say, listen, everything's fine. We're not going to stop shit. Guys, yesterday, did nobody see what he said yesterday when he was with Biden? He literally said the same thing he always says. The Fed is still there. The Fed is going to keep going. There's still too much to be done. That doesn't sound to me like, we're going to start tapering right now. No, it's not going to happen. And at the end of the day, just wait. When it does happen, remember, they're going to give their warnings. But aside from them giving their warnings, the charts are going to give the warnings. All of that's going to happen in motion. You got to remember that's how things work. But don't go short. Don't go, short position, wide expiration. Don't do that. Because at the end of the day, this will do better on the long run than on the short term. Never forget that. We pull back, we're still going to go back up.
Facts.
But yeah, that's just that. So as for now, as long as the Fed keep backstopping, forget it. You could keep buying the dips with no problem. The minute the Fed says that they're going to back away, that's when you could stop buying the dip. He's testifying before the House.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Yo, dude, this is not stop related. Never mind. This is more. Never mind. Let's not do this.
So, real quick, to go over plays for today, Microsoft. So we have this swing trade, right? It's already gapped up in pre-market from yesterday, so we'll be up, right? But here's the thing. I'd see this, it's very obvious ascending wedge. That means that this is probably due or more than likely going to pull back. And if you look at the daily, we're slap up against this all-time highs for Microsoft. So it's making a rounded bottom. So of course the first instinctual thing that I think is a potential cup and handle, maybe even pulling back down to 258. So there is a good chance that we may, and I was hoping we would open up and push up to resistance, but it looks like we have already made that move in pre-market. So what we're looking for is obviously it to hold the 9-day moving average. There's always the potential that we break or even just go and retest that resistance one more time. If we go look at the Qs, which I forgot to go over anyway, we talked about this last night, how there was a potential that the Qs could push today to 346.61 or even into the rest of the week, although it usually can make a move like that in a day. So I am relatively bullish on the Qs, just looking at their setup right now, and right now it's, let's see, I was hoping I could find a support there. Kind of looks like we have a little bit of a support here, but all in all, my target of 346.50, if that ends up getting hit, then we could see Microsoft make another try at resistance, which is where we will look to trim most of our exposure and watch and wait for a obvious rejection, to see if we need to just go ahead and close out the trade. Max R, so crazy movement in after hours. Obviously really exciting to see that, but we immediately gap back down. So we are not too far away from our opening price. We are looking to open right underneath $40. This initial wick in pre-market shot us all the way up to $42, which would have had almost everybody who took this position in the money. But it is what it is. We're just going to pay close attention. A lot of times when Maxar makes these big gap ups, unfortunately, sometimes it sees a little bit of a pullback. You can see that here. Does seem like someone buying a whole lot of Maxar and then someone trying to kind of shake them out. But we'll watch and kind of evaluate where this ends up pulling back to, or if it ends up moving. But this pullback here is obviously not preferable in the long run. So watching MaxR today, those of you who are long, we're watching above $40. Above there, we may have a chance to go stab that $41 mark, which is really the biggest resistance I have. We are also filling a gap in pre-market as well, coming out of an hourly flag. So paying close attention to MaxR today. And also, you know, with the coming news or with the Fed speech, also looking to avoid a sell-off. So I will be looking to take profit if we end up going in the money. Apple, I think Manny was talking about this one last night as well, above 135 or 132.45. I think that we could see a push, like I said, with SPY. That would likely put Apple back at around 135 this week if we do see a run from SPY. That kind of correlates with that move. So I'm watching Apple as well. Let me go check live trading. Okay, so let's go over Wish. All right, so Wish here in pre-market, we saw some jumps here. I think it was kind of expected, obviously, to see a little bit of a pullback. If we go down to the hourly time frame, though, 15-minute time frame, there is a pretty obvious downtrend. So we have that established. And right now, looking at our nearest supports, which I think is going to line up perfectly, with my 200-day moving average. So if you're in Wish equity, look to potentially hedge yourself. If you're in options and you want to, if you got them cheap or if they're still in profits, which they likely will be, it might behoove you to take some profit off the table and potentially look at the target of 1250 for a pullback. So I do think this may continue to move up, but right now it's going to need to hold this 1335 support. If we lose 1335, 1315, of course 13 on the dot, and then from there I think we'll see or could potentially see that 1260, 1255 mark. So wow, it looks like it's going to storm today, my guys and gals. All right, what else do we have? Fubo. I see a lot of you guys are watching Fubo. This one is making that flag here and looks like it was about to almost break down, but nice strong bounce. And so this one might be good for continuation today. Just watch it go to the 5-minute here and watch it above this $32 mark, which seemingly is strong resistance for Fubo. So I also am going to be watching CAT today. As I said last night in covering the Dow, that the Dow could, especially as hard as it's pulled back, could be potentially seeing a little bit of a rebound today. So CAT is another one that has a really crappy hourly cup and handle, but a cup and handle nonetheless. So, excuse me. We all know how CAT does move. CAT can move really, really parabolically, and that means to the up and the downside. When it chooses what it wants to do, whether that be buy or sell, it does exactly that. So you can see here, strong moves to the upside, also really strong moves to the downside. So I'm looking for a potential run up to the 220 mark on CAT, and that could end up being today. So Yeah, this one looks like a good move, which brings me to the Dow. Ooh, that's not a ticker. And so right now, I think we talked about this last night, making a crazy inverse head and shoulders. This is actually a repeat pattern of what SPY did yesterday. So above that 33.90, 931 mark, I think that we, or excuse me, let me bring that down. That is not correct. So basically, 33.9 is likely where we'll see a breakout on the Dow, which would obviously push things like BA. Weird. BA possibly. Of course, we had that news with one of their members departing, which could affect their stock. But stocks like CAT and other industrials could see correlating movements. So, all right. What else do we got here? I don't know if anybody heard me yesterday or saw my signal, but I bought equity in FUV, and I didn't put anything in there that I am concerned about. Period. Like it could go to $10, $5, and I probably wouldn't care. I don't think that it can even go down that much. This is one of the top shorted stocks, and I really don't see it's just bottomed out, and so I don't see any more leg down or significant leg down for FUV, and this one is on the docket, right? It's not in the works, but on the docket for a potential short squeeze because it is actually a legitimate company. It's actually could be and should be in the future, if they can scale, a really good company that I think will be utilized by a lot of different industries and services that service the public, whether that just be police or public safety officers, firefighters and stuff like that. They have vehicles that can help with that type of stuff, but regardless, they're expensive machines, and they've actually sold them to a handful of people, and if they were scalable, they would have sold more. So I'm looking at this company as a long-term hold, but as a double-sided, or basically two birds with one stone. We might be able to hit a squeeze on it, and we could actually, or will be, investing in what could be a really good company in the future. So this is a long-term investment, so I'm not looking to be checking on this every other day. I might check on it weekly. Obviously, keep my eyes peeled on short interest. Is Atlas on?
No, he's not. I was actually gonna message him right now. You at? You at, bro?
FUV.
Did you just really scream that out loud?
Good morning.
Did you hear that, Gary?
Who? What?
Okay, never mind.
If y'all don't fucking tell me good morning back, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Oh, good morning, Justin.
Good morning. Yeah, we got the same watch this again too. Dude, Bowen's breaking a flag on the daily.
TRCH. Who is breaking out on the daily?
Boeing on the daily in the 4 hour, breaking a flag, a downtrend flag.
Oh yeah, that looks good. Industrials look like they could potentially run today. So TRCH. See how the daily end here. Looks like it's going to go retrace back to its 9-day moving average, which could be, and more than likely will be, around the 865. So it does look like it's in for a little bit of a pullback. It looks like you have a support right here. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, that's what this is. Sorry. Let me, before I go any further. So it looks like it built almost like an ascending wedge here. Oh my goodness. But looking at the volume yesterday, we pulled back. You can see on the MACD, definitely losing a lot of buying power, and there's even a little bit of a divergence. And right here in pre-market on the 15-minute, Torchlight has a little bit of a bear flag. So I would just be waiting and expecting a little bit of a pullback. I don't think you're going to get like a crazy one, but this is likely where I think, yeah. So 875. Keep your eyes peeled on TRCH. So, all right.
Yo.
Well, there he is.
Yo.
Sorry I'm a little late, guys. Just gathering some information. So today, a lot of my main watches are stocks that I did swing over either the past couple weeks or from yesterday. RSLS, I've been in that since last week. It's getting some hype on the Wall Street Bets page. It's got high short interest, roughly 40%. And I would say, let me see what my average is on this thing. $6 flat is what my average is, like 601. So there's definitely some movement for this thing to the upside. It's right now trading at 666. So I think it's got some room to continue higher. Its high, 52-week high is well above where it's trading at right now. I mean, just a week ago, this thing was at 1443. So I swung it on Friday. So it was pretty low already, and then I managed to get a little bit of a lower average by adding more yesterday. So that's one I'm watching. Be Big. It's going to be going through a merger, so I'll be watching that one as well. I'm already in. I've had a starter position for a while now, so that one I'm watching as well. There's a lot of hype on it on FinTwit and then all over Reddit as well. GOED, that one had some news yesterday just discussing their overall business plan and how they plan to go to market. It's more furniture-based company, but it's got a lot of hype on it, and not really sure who trades furniture companies, but if there's hype on it, I'll trade it. So I got into that yesterday, and I've been swinging it overnight, and it's made a decent gap up as well. PXS, so somebody has acquired 44% of the float, which blows my mind that somebody could just buy 44% of a stock's float. So there's only half of the float available, and that's available to people who don't currently own it, right? I mean, we don't really know how much is owned by other people, but that's what's technically tradable. A 13D was filed yesterday, showing that 44 or 48% ownership was filed. So there's an official document out there on Edgar if you'd like to look it up, but it's PXS. So I did buy equity in this yesterday after hours, and I've averaged down this morning because I did buy a little bit higher than what it's trading at now. I bought like at 102, I think, at 1.02, and right now it's like at 97, so I did add a little bit more here. But that's another one I'm watching. VTVT has been a swing that I've been in since last month. I did take profit this morning, but I will be watching it for a pullback and then a continuation to the upside. So they had some news come out this morning about a drug that they've been working on, and they have a strategic licensing agreement for development with a third-party company for a treatment for cancer. So any kind of cancer news is always good to watch. But I was in a decent sized position and just wanted to, free up some capital. So I ended up taking profit this morning. And then, like I said, I'll be looking to add on some dips and see where this thing goes. NTEC, that one we've traded a couple times in the chat. I had a little bit of equity. I did not have a lot, but it's definitely moved up to the to roughly the $5 range on merger approval. So this one would be definitely a big one to watch here today. And then ALF has just been on an absolute tear. So just a good one to watch overall. I don't think there's anything too crazy about this company. It's a SaaS-based company, so they do SaaS-based advertising. And their biggest project recently was they unloaded, I think it was like 20,000 of their advertising tablets into Uber and Lyft vehicles that are owned and operated by Uber and Lyft, not vehicles that are owned by the drivers themselves. So many people don't know, but you can actually rent an Uber car and Uber, like be a driver. You don't have to use your own car, but it's only available in certain cities.
Lyft has been doing that.
And go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying Lyft did that when I was in Portland. They had their deal because no one was doing it, where they're like, we'll basically give you a car. So
exactly, and and Lyft has definitely been doing that for a while as well. So what Alfie has done is they've given these tablets to Uber and Lyft to put in those cars, not for Uber and Lyft drivers to put in their own cars, because then Alfie doesn't have any control over the product being in somebody else's car. But if it's an Uber and Lyft's car, at that point they have the licensing agreement with them. But they apparently have been paying the drivers. I'm not sure if the information has been disclosed, but they've been paying the drivers to have those tablets in their cars, even though those cars don't belong to the drivers. Right. I'm trying to kind of understand how the business model works for Alfie. I haven't dug into the details, but I think it's an interesting stock, and I've definitely been holding a little bit of shares. I did day trade it multiple times, but I'm holding on to like 20 shares, nothing crazy, because for me, if I have something sitting in my portfolio, I tend to watch it more than keeping it on a watch list. Right. So I'll keep some shares just sitting there for me to watch. Another good one to watch this morning is ADIL. It was a favorite in pre-market or after hours yesterday. The thing absolutely ran. I think a couple people in the chat did catch it, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Georgie who actually caught it, but they caught it like right at the last candle. I'm not sure exactly what's driving the movement with this one, but it's a pharmaceutical company, so I'm assuming they've had some positive feedback here on some stage. Let me see. So they're working on a addiction drug, and they've already made it to the second stage of it. So that should be interesting. It seems like it's promising results here. So definitely keep ADIL on watch. It has just started to really make the leg up. It looks like it's been kind of trading in a range for a little while, but it's an uptrending range, and it's a recent IPO. No, never mind. It's not a recent IPO. My data is just taking forever to load. It IPO'd in August of 2018, and its all-time high is $9.33. It's currently trading at $3.54. So definitely keep this thing on watch.
We got 2 minutes to the bell.
Say that one more time.
We got 2 minutes to the bell.
Yeah, but that's all I have, guys.
Let's see here. Yeah, that's... I think that EVs may fall today. Anybody looking to play something short? I think XBEV, it actually is looking to fall here pre-market. 42.50, 42.23. And then I think the target today would be likely $40. So, all right, those of you on YouTube, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys after hours. We'll be on.
Thank you.
At probably around 8:30 Eastern time.
Wait, you're getting off YouTube already, right? You're about to cancel, or are you still on?
I'm about to get off right now.
Wait. The Fed killed JFK. You can cancel now.
Oh God.
He's kidding.
We're canceled. God, man.
Oh my God.